What's up guys, my name's Christine and today we're going to talk about this stabilizing ball we just got from the brand called Cpokoh.
Yep.
Alright, so why did we get a stabilizing ball? Well, we got it to use on our campsite workouts when we are using our dumbbells and it's chest day. It can be very difficult to come up with new moves and new exercises that use dumbbells when you don't have a bench. A flat bench, an incline bench for pressing. We don't have cables to do for flies. So we find ourselves a little bit limited at the campsites. And what we've been doing up to this point is using our dirty, crusty rug mat by the front door, and we've been doing presses on the floor, which it's better than nothing, but as your weights increase, it's very difficult to get down on the floor and then get those heavy weights up. It's tough on your elbows, it's tough on everything. So we got this ball mainly for chest presses using dumbbells at the campsite. Now, when we were looking for a ball, what was important to us was number one, price. We got the cheapest one on Amazon. This was $10.99 because we're only going to use this ball one time a week, maybe up to 3 times a month. So it really wasn't worth us to invest a large amount of money into when we're not really looking at this ball. You know, a lot of people use them for stability exercises, core exercises, balancing exercises. That's great. But we really just wanted it for pressing. So we also wanted one that came with a pump. Now the balls can use either a hand pump or a foot pump. This one comes with a foot pump. So we think it will be easier to use than a hand pump. We'll find out, we're gonna test it out. This ball also has these little grippies, which the claims are for massage and harder exercise. Now what we picture with this ball is always knowing that the massage side will be down on the floor. So that gives us a nice clean top. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, it's going to roll around. There's going to be times when we switch it up, try things new. But for the most part, we're just picturing this as the foot on the ground. This is the top where we'll be using our body and we'll get some presses done. So we're going to open this bad boy up, we're going to pump it up, we're going to use it in today's workout, and we'll give you our first impressions. All right, we have one pump, as expected. Get this out of the package. Decent size. Oh, I forgot to mention the size on this ball. We got the 75 centimeters. We wanted something large enough so that when we're pressing, we can get a nice full extension of our elbows and get us off the ground to get a good workout. So this size 75 centimeters, it's typically recommended for, I want to say 5'11" and taller, which would fit Irene. I'm only 5'6½". So it's a little bit more of a larger ball for me, but I'd rather have a large ball than a small ball. We were debating the 65 centimeters. We looked at that at the gym, the Planet Fitness, and it really didn't look big enough, so we went with the 75. But, okay, so we're going to be deflating this every time we put it in our van. So this is a decent compactable size. Will we always be able to compact it to this nice, perfect shape? Probably not. As we use it, I'm sure it will evolve into something a little more loose. We might want to look at getting some sort of a stuff pack or something so that we can make sure it stays collapsed. New plastic smell. Silver color. I think there were some color options, I'm not really sure. But let's just get this pumped up. This looks like plugs for the ball with 2 plugs, so there's a spare and then a little tool to pop the ball out. So if you want to inflate it and deflate it, we're gonna have to like put this on a necklace since we're gonna use it all the time. Just kidding, that was my joke. Let's see. I'm usually not pretty like good at this type of stuff. It can be a little clumsy. So that's a good testament to show how easy it is. I have no idea what the red or the blue is for.
Input, output.
Oh, input, output.
You should be able to feel it.
Output. So we'll put that on here.
Other way.
Good thing Erin's coaching me through this on the other side of the camera. Yep, and the clumsiness has already come into play. But we got it on. Okay. Get this on the floor. Let me come around this way. Find. Okay. So this goes on here. This goes in here. Oops. All right. It's working. So just like everything in our van that we use for fitness equipment, there's a little bit of setup involved with this. It's part of the price to travel in a van. I mean, you just can't have everything conveniently set up all the time. If we had all of our stuff set up all the time, our van would just be a mobile gym, which sounds really sweet, but we have to live in it. So, gotta make some sacrifices. And you know, we just went through the van and cleaned out some space, and now we're putting some things into that extra space that we need for a more comfortable lifestyle. And we really wanted to round out our equipment on the road. All right, we got the ball blown up. Aaron ended up taking over to see if he could increase the speed, which he did a little bit. It still took about 5-6 minutes to get blown up. And the pump is definitely a little janky, but for $10.99, that's what you're gonna get. Can't complain there. A lot of the other balls that we saw were up in the $20, $25 range for this size, so we're happy with the price. The value of the pump is as expected. Now, if you have a 12-volt pump on your rig for a tire emergency or something like that, you could easily use that on this ball, save yourself some time. The noise was a little screechy. Every time you pump, it sounded like an animal crying in a bush. Somewhere far away. It was a little annoying, but overall not too bad. So here we are. This is the mat that we typically lay down on and do our presses on. It's really gross, guys. Like, we are so close to getting rid of this thing. And we are interested in getting one of those Sea Gear sand-free mats. So if anybody out there has that, let me know what you think. Let me know your feedback. If there's something else you would get instead of that. We're looking to upgrade. We used this with our tent camping back in our primitive days, and we already had it when we started our new journey in the RV. So of course we used what we had, and we're only upgrading as needed. So this is just ready for something new. We're gonna look into that new mat. In the meantime, we're still using it. We're gonna use this ball on top of it. The ground is a little wet, it's been rainy here. So I'm gonna jump on and see how it does with a press. So the first step, keep in mind, I've never done this yet. This is my first time. So you wanna get into a seated position, nice and tall. Get your weights. These are 30 pounds per dumbbell, so it's not overly heavy. I want to try to be safe my first time, but it is a good amount of weight to get an accurate test so that I can see what this ball is capable of handling. So once you're here, you just kind of want to roll back safely into position. You want to keep your back on the ball and your hips elevated, your butt elevated. And then here you go. So this is a different movement for me. I'm not at all used to pressing on one of these balls, and it feels really good. So versus the floor, you're able to get your elbows down a little bit below your elbows, which is similar to what a bench will give you. And then, of course, because this ball wants to move around, you're using your stabilizing muscles more so. So, I think this is great. Try to get these down safely. I'm not sure. Okay, so these feet you can see rolled up, so like our whole theory of keeping the feet on the ground, I'm sure we'll get used to that with practice, but I mean, this ball is gonna roll around. There's gonna be no up and down for it, so I guess that was kind of like a pipe dream, but let's get some real workouts done on this and get a good chest day in and see how we like it. If first impression though, I'd say it's a great purchase for us. We'll definitely use it. We do have other equipment on board our RV that we use daily while we're camping. Our hoist dumbbells, we have some resistance cables that we really haven't used too much, so we have some experimenting to do with those as well. We have our Liebert Fitness equalizer bars, which we love. We've done a review on that. If you haven't watched it, we'll link it here. And we're gonna just go over videos on how we stay fit overall on the road, what we do at the gym, what we do at the campsite, how we blend the two together, how we manage to stay fit on the road. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe, hit the notification so you can see our new videos. But basically, just be aware, on Wednesdays we do fitness and we do cooking, and then on Sundays we do RV lifestyle, RV upgrades, some fun stuff. And catch you next time. Thanks for watching.